I call to order the regular meeting for the school board Monday, May 20th at 7 p.m. Anyone who's willing and able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we need approval of the agenda with the additions of 3.1.1, set dates for the committee meetings.
So moved.
Okay, there's been a first and a second. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Public forum?
Reggie Gorder. Hi, my name is Reggie Gorder. I'm coming to you tonight to ask for, I was gonna say a favor, but a waiver of our fees for the band room. Myself, and I'll introduce my two friends here, Carter Vogel, who was a substitute teacher this year, and Michelle Powers from Woodstock, who's had kids in band here. We're coming to you as a community band. We've been trying for several years to get a community band off the ground here in Pipestone. We've finally been able to get about 13 players together with about 5 more on the way. And where we can start is as a jazz band or big band. Best place to do this is in the Pipestone band room. Zach has okayed it and is fine with us meeting there. We've got players in Pipestone, we've got players coming from Flanders, from Edgerton, from Woodstock. We meet Mondays from 6 to 7:30. We'll be playing at a couple of community events this summer. And you know, we're just a bunch of community musicians. We're not bringing in any income right now. We just want to get together and play and invite others as it can happen. So $30 a week. I mean, it's fine, it's reasonable, but we're not, we're there for 90 minutes. We really have no way of bringing income in until I think we're a little more established and we write a grant or something. So for now, we would like to request that you waive those fees for our community jazz band. So with that, do you have any questions about it?
So it'd just be Monday, 6 to 7:30.
Yeah, and I don't even think, Katie, that would be a year-round thing. We can't commit to that much. It's just as the group wants to.
Okay.
I don't even know that we continue at a weekly basis, which it feels like a little much right now, but it's consistent for new players. So right now, once a week, every week as we can, but we're going to find some sort of consistent schedule that's best for the whole group. So.
Okay.
Maybe 2 to 3 times a month.
Okay.
And a couple times a year.
Sounds good. Well, we will definitely thank you for coming to the board, and we will talk about your request and tell administration, and then they can come forward with a, at the next meeting, we can decide.
Okay,
I'm not sure as far as, what we've done in the past and stuff. So
Sure. Yeah. We'll be like a couple weeks then before we would.
I would guess it'd be the next board meeting, wouldn't it?
Okay. That's very good. Okay.
When we, meet. So.
And we're going to leave. I know we threw, but.
No, that's okay. It's not that exciting.
All right. Thanks, Reggie.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Okay, any more, Deb? Okay. Any presentation? Okay. Consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular school board meeting and personal report?
Second.
It's been so moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Financial review of budget year-to-date.
Hey, this is the budget year to date. I made a few budget transfers. We're at 76%. Last year at this time, we were also at 76%. Any questions? Yeah, hopefully consistently.
Anybody have any questions for Jackie on the budget year-to-date? Okay. Next, we'll move on to approve the treasurer's report for April 2024.
Yeah, the current cash balance is at 9.1 million.
Okay. Any questions for Jackie? I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report for April 2024.
So moved.
Second.
It's been so moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Approve the 2023 A bond treasurer's report for April 2024.
And the current balance in the bond fund would be $2.8 million.
Okay. Any questions? Do you have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Okay, it's been approved and seconded to approve the 2023 A bonds treasurer report for April 2024. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. 7.4, approve regular bills for May. Does anyone have any questions on those?
I have a couple here.
Okay,
68547, JO volleyball. Why is the district paying for that stuff?
We aren't, it comes out of the community.
Okay,
account.
that's what, that was my, I wondered that, if that's where it comes from. It just.
What's the
yeah.
account code, 04 something?
Here I thought I had the right number after last time.
I don't know what page.
You said 68547,
Yeah,
so we're on page.
code 6813, is that right?
No. Do you
Voucher
see an
number?
E, do you see an E?
E04?
Yep, that's pretty good.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
put money in and take it out.
Yeah, I just, you don't know that if you don't ask any questions, and
I
that's
would
why it
agree.
just looks like we're paying for JO volleyball for the general supplies, but you're taking it out of the community yet, so that's,
Yep.
never hurts to ask.
no, that's my belief too, Katie.
Anybody else have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the regular bills for May?
So moved.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We approve the regular bills for May. Moving on to approve high school activity bills for May. Any questions on those?
Now that I'm looking at this, I'm gonna point out, because I talked about it last month, if you go down to where it says Pipestone area schools, you have like girls' basketball, football club, gymnastics, that's where the high school activity fund reimburses the general fund for the cost of the charters.
Oh,
Remember?
okay, I remember, okay,
Yep, we talked about that.
Yes.
because we
Yeah,
were
so
only
that's
paying
where
for-
that's at.
okay.
So the girls' basketball then has to pay some money, is that correct
Yeah,
then?
so like the girls' basketball had to pay 1,250,
Yep.
the foot, yep.
Football club, and then gymnastics, boys' basketball, wrestling club.
Okay.
yeah. Okay, it's good you stated that, okay.
And that's that way for every sport, no matter what? That they have to do the money if they're taking the charter, correct?
Yeah, we go.
That's the way I
we go
understand.
like to a certain point and then.
There's a distance thing.
Right,
and then-
right.
Yeah.
But if it's just a regular,
Yep.
going to
And then-
Laverne or going to
Yep, but if they want to
Marshall?
use a charter,
Okay.
then the club pays for the upgrade, bus upgrade.
Okay. Any other questions? Do I have a motion to approve? Daphne.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion to approve the high school activity bills for May. Board forum, board reports and updates. I don't think I went to anything. Me and Brad were at the National Honor Society program. That was really nice. It was really well done. I think that's the only thing I went to though.
Chrissy was a parent and a board member at the FFA event.
Yep, FFA banquet. That was nice. They did a good job.
Good.
Nice to see more and more people coming and supporting the FFA. So that was good.
Okay, moving on to administrator's report.
All right, well, there's a number of things in my report, board members, as you saw attached, but I'm gonna just start first with what's hot off the press. We received some information today about the legislative session coming to a close, and it's, I don't know, I haven't seen any videos of it, but I heard that it closed to shouts that drown out the function of what was going on, where it was hardly able to hear the final motions and everything that were called. That's what the news reports have said, because it was pretty contentious at the end, the way it sounds. But some things that I think are worthy of noting for the board to be aware of, we're going to be required to enter into a memorandum of understanding with our teachers association, so we'll reopen negotiations just with an MOU because the legislature has provided funding for teachers that have received training or are receiving training for the READ Act. It appears from the initial runs that we have that the Pipestone area schools receive about $82,000 over the course of 2 years, year one, so this fiscal year yet, 43,000 roughly, and next fiscal year, 39,000. What's interesting about that is it says eligible uses include but are not limited to stipends or payments based on a teacher's hourly rate of pay and the hours necessary to complete training. And where that's different than what we've done as a district historically in our master agreement, it states that we have a flat rate for curriculum pay. The state is saying that we will be mandated to pay it at a different rate. So if you're a first-year teacher and a 20th year teacher, your compensation rate is going to be different for the same training, which is a departure from what's happened historically. So that's just something to be aware of. We're watching the voluntary pre-K numbers. We were close to accessing that last year. They've increased the number of voluntary pre-kindergarten slots in this next fiscal year 25. Currently, there's 7,160 participants, and they're expanding that to 12,360. So that there's an opportunity that those things might come to bear. Something else that I think we need to keep our eye on is mental health education. Mental health received a lot of attention at the session. Districts will be required to provide mental health instruction for students in grades 4 through 12th grade, aligned with local health standards, and that's going to start in 27, so fiscal year 27. And why I say we may need to pay attention to that one, I don't know that in our current capacity how that fits with our health curriculum. I think there may be a little easier fit within our middle school and high school. I think elementary, that may require some additional look at how we achieve that in terms of providing for that opportunity for support there with
So is it
mental-
classes, or is it like a social worker? Like, is it,
It says mental health instruction, so I don't
So
know.
it's more- okay.
I'm guessing that it's going to have some curricular components to
Gotcha.
it and everything else. And then, obviously, it's always important, I mean, there's quite a bit of other things, but there's some things that are worth noting on what's going forward as well. They've established some study groups or working groups. One is to analyze how school districts are utilizing the ML or EL revenues that we receive to support our English language learners. That's one of the study groups going forward. Another study group is to study student attendance and truancy legislation and ways to improve student attendance and reduce truancy. Another one is to establish a teacher and paraprofessional compensation working group that would advise the legislature on strategies to provide competitive compensation to teachers and paraprofessionals in the schools. Another study group is going to be a group to make recommendations on literacy training, additional screeners, and curriculum students. This time it's particularly for students who are deaf, blind, and hard of hearing. And then finally, the last study group that was established is to establish a task force to examine the distributions of earnings from the permanent school fund, which is something that comes from the state. So a number of things legislatively, and we'll watch for MSBA to give us more details coming forward. So just like I said, hot off the press. A couple other things that I wanted to highlight in my report. Property insurance. We're working with our insurance provider to find some quotes. We've been denied, I guess is the right word. I don't know, Daphne, if there's a better word, but Liberty Mutual had been our insurance provider, and what we've learned is that like 9 counties in southwest Minnesota, a large portion of South Dakota, Nebraska are going through the same thing. And as some school districts are receiving their property casualty insurance, they're seeing increases 15, 20, 25. I've heard as high as $30,000 difference from where they were last year. And I know we all see that on our home budgets too and what's going on. There's just a lot of loss that has been incurred that insurance companies are trying to recoup. So I know I was asked at a previous meeting about roof repairs, and Tremco was out and did some repairs. I can pass this down the line so you can kind of take a look. They found a couple of holes in our roof where the flashing was, or the roof was peeling away from the edge of the roof. And there was one spot, and you'll see a picture in there where the hole was so large they could fit their whole hand right into the hole. So we're getting those taken care of, and that ties back to the properties piece, because I know as we were filling out questionnaires, one of the things that was asked is what's the age of your roof? And we're hearing that if your roof is, and this came from MSBA in a presentation saying if your roof is 20 plus years old, you're going to have a really hard time finding insurance coverage. So just once again validating that we're making the right decision by doing the not so fun work of replacing roofs as much as we would have. I think Tyler, you had said that, putting in a new field and doing remodels to the building. Child nutrition, I know we have that as a discussion item later on, setting a date. We had 3 bids come in. We've been evaluating those. We'll be bringing forward a recommendation. And then we've been working with the fire marshal to remedy those things that the fire marshal had noted. And I know that there's been some people a little disappointed they haven't been able to hang things from the ceilings like they have in the past. But again, that's from the fire marshal's recommendations, so we're following through on those items. And then just continuing to address the other items that we know that are happening in our community. I'm part of a task force that's going on in the community to address childcare shortages and a community response. So watch for more work to come forward on that and some reports as well. So again, those were just a few of the things that I wanted to share and highlight and give you some insight on.
Okay. Thank you. Principal Board Report.
I will go first. Our ACT scores are in. Our highest composite score was a 30. Our average out of everyone who took the ACT was 20. The students' composite scores are an average of math, science, English, and reading. They were also tested in STEM, writing, and ELA, but these are not averaged into the composite score. So I do know that there was a question about our sort of snafu that we had with the writing section. Students can choose to retake the writing portion, but it will not have an effect on their composite score. Overall, I was very pleased with our turnout. We do have a plan for high school credit recovery / summer school, and I included that letter that I sent home inviting students. I met with the students in person and explained that we were having a summer school session that Mr. Slava is going to facilitate for 6 weeks, Monday through Friday from 10 to 12. Doesn't seem like a lot of time, but you really can get a lot of things done in a 2-hour time period if a student is just needing one credit, or excuse me, one class that they can go through quickly. Seniors are checking out with me tomorrow, and they have to complete the checkout document where Mr. Boomgarden, for example, is going to sign off his name if their lockers are clean and empty. The TAC office and Mrs. Gunnick will check the chargers and the computers back in and all the textbooks. And then we're going to make sure the students don't have a negative lunch balance. And then once they're all signed off and of course have all of their work and assignments turned in, then they may leave, but no earlier than noon or during the start of their prime. If students are not on track to graduate, obviously they'll just stay with us for the remainder of the time that school is in session and get assistance from our team. Graduation is this Sunday at 2, which you probably already know. We're very excited about that. You're also invited to our senior recognition program on this Friday at 8:15 in the auditorium. And then Dr. Willer is going to be mentioning this too, but I am requesting an additional teacher for the middle school. Earlier, a few months ago, we were in a money-saving I thought that we could get away with getting rid of one of the teachers and absorb it, and it's not possible. Anybody have any questions, concerns, or comments?
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
So are we not having a senior countdown? Like, people they're gonna be leaving at different times?
Right.
Oh,
Yep, I just found
That's
out
a
about
bummer.
the countdown. I didn't know anything about the countdown really
okay,
till today.
okay.
Maybe some of them will stick around and
Yeah.
figure something out, because,
What is the senior
well, so
countdown?
like they all like get together in the commons and they
Countdown.
They
the
count
last-
down.
Together as a group?
Yeah, yep.
Well,
It's
And then
always
they
pretty
normally,
cool.
like, get on a trailer or whatever and
Yeah.
go around the square a couple
Okay.
times or whatever, and so,
Oh, that's
Yep.
kinda cool, yeah.
It is kind of cool.
yeah. So,
So we do, and then that other thing, do we have to hire another teacher, or we're just not? I didn't understand. We dissolved the teacher, but now we need to hire one? Or we
Yes.
never actually got rid of anyone, we just, because someone retired?
Yes, yes. So I have the position
Gotcha.
ready to go because we have some movement within the building as well, where like an elementary sped teacher wants to come up to the high school, to the middle school.
Is this down at the bottom here where we're talking about 11.3, or is this a different one?
That's what.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of giving you a little bit
I
of
just want to
a
make sure it wasn't you.
Yep.
heads up.
11.3.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right,
Ms.
we had
Markets?
Teacher Appreciation Week, May 6th to the 10th, and you can kind of see some of the fun things that we had throughout the week. Cooking was my favorite. I love to grill out. Colony had their spring concert on the 6th. They did a great job. It was fun to attend that. Elementary students in 3rd through 5th grade finished up MCA testing on May 10th. To celebrate kind of their hard work, we had a little pop and popcorn party with our students, and they had a little fun with that in the CA. Elementary students, they're in their 2nd week of fast testing, so we should finish that up this week. The published books are in, so I'm really excited that the students worked on these books, and now they have them published, and the teachers got them after school today, so they'll be sharing those with the students, and those will be going home. So it's fun to see all of their books bound and in a book, so it's cool. Just a couple of positions yet to fill at the elementary level. 5th grade participated in their field day with the middle school, and then our track and field day for JK through 4th grade will be happening Thursday and Friday of this week. Field trips are in full swing. Kids are really enjoying that. It's been fun. We have quite a few grades out this Wednesday. 5th grade had their elementary concert last Thursday, and the theme was Rainforest, and they did a phenomenal job. They did. Elementary Booster Club sponsored Ninja Anywhere, and that was located north of our school over there, and that was so much fun. What a beautiful day. The kids were hot and sweaty, but it was a blast. I applied for a literacy grant, and I'm really excited for that. That got approved. I will meet the family that is doing this literacy grant, I think, on Thursday. They were supposed to come today, but I'll get to meet them on Thursday. So we did some stuff with UFly, which is one of those things that's approved through MDE with their curriculum and stuff. So excited about that. That's okay. How about it to the elementary? Any questions?
What positions are you still looking to fill?
We are looking at a 3rd grade position with the move of Lisa Pease. With that, L we're still looking at, and probably looking at some sped stuff.
Has there been
and
quite
Dean
a
of
few?
students, Dean of students. We're going in the direction of a Dean of students instead of a counselor.
Is that one already been put out for advertisement, or no? The
Sped?
Dean of Students? No?
Dean of students, not yet.
Oh, okay. That's, I think I see. Okay.
Yep.
Have you had quite a bit of interest in all the positions, or is it,
They're not.
No?
There's not a lot of consulting.
okay?
I do have an interview for ML on Friday? No, Wednesday.
I have a question just because of the teacher shortage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the extra teacher that we are needing for the middle school, high school, is that because of the schedule change, or is that because of sorry, I'm just not understanding the route.
Yup.
Replacing someone? or-
Yep, so we had, Mr. Yost was a STEM teacher, middle school STEM, so instead of that, I'm just wanting to get 4 sections for 6th grade. So, next year, 7th grade will have 3 sections. That means all of the students that need core instruction, you divide them by the number of teachers that are in that grade level. So, next year it was going to be 3 teachers that would have had extremely large classes. So next year we've got the 6th grade, we will have, if it gets approved, 6th grade and 8th grade will have 4 sections, so class sizes will be more, like in the low 20s, no higher than 25. 7th grade will still have 3 sections, so those classes will be a little bit bigger.
What are the class sizes now? Just a rough idea.
I have it, actually, just 1 second.
Yeah, that was a question I had, if we were talking about this now, is how many sections did you have last year for the 6th grade?
So this year's 5th grade.
Yes.
Jen, how many, 4 sections, correct?
4 sections,
This
yep,
year's
so
5th grade.
80.
Yeah, 78.
And that, I
This
failed to
says
mention that
78.
we do have
But that
1,131
Oh, yeah,
kids.
take it divided by 1.
Yeah.
Our last enrollment report was one, for the district was 1,000.
So like 7th grade is big. They have 91.
And that's why.
And that'll be the 8th grade next year.
Yep.
Right.
And then this year's 5th grade, of course,
Yep.
with the 50 tabs I have open, I'm not seeing them, so I'm sorry.
70, it's 70.
78
Yep.
according to this.
I guess I just have one concern as a parent. I was helping Matt fill out like his classes for next year. And I had noticed that there is no like advanced, I'm gonna call it English, because like he can't take like any kind of human diversity class and get a college credit for that anymore. He's gotta go through like PSEO, where I feel like that's probably better taught in the high school. But he is gonna take like a Comp 1 class through Minnesota West. But my other concern is that he's taking pre-calc, and now it's not like, it's considered a college class, but they have to take a test, right? So I know that this year that there was a golfer that missed that test, and the makeup test is also on a golf day. Do we set that makeup test date, or is that like,
That is the state
College.
gives that to us.
Is that an AP class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's AP.
Yeah, the state establishes the.
they establish both? Why would the state do that when it's like section anything?
That's a
'Cause, like-
it's a really great question.
Like that, Matt's gonna be taking pre-calc next year, and if it's gonna be on a golf day, he's gonna have to pick, do I take a college credit, or do I go golf? I don't know. So, I didn't know if we set that, or if that is,
And that might be something that we have to look at in the activities, saying, okay, when we're
Right.
scheduling those
Yeah. Right.
meets, stay away from AP days.
right, well, like
But if it's a
Dakota
section,
Ridge, that's a
yeah,
section
yeah,
thing,
it's-
like,
it's
you,
set by-
that's
yeah,
set.
That's where the state
You're not
establishes
gonna have
that
any-
too.
Right.
Right.
I don't know,
Can you take those tests at the college too?
well, he can take the class to the college, but like I told him, I'm like, anything with like math or anything, like, you need an instructor, like, you
Yeah.
should be in front of a
Right.
teacher, like, that's how I
But the
feel.
test out portion of it instead of taking the
I don't know.
class.
Miss Stiles, do you know that?
Stacy?
Cause you teach that class, right?
I teach the AP.
Yeah,
You're talking about like taking a comp test to get out of it at college. I don't know.
Maybe that's
how that-
different.
yeah, I don't
I don't know
know.
how that works anymore. But yeah, the AP
Sure,
tests.
you're
are-
not getting credit for it.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
yep.
The AP tests are set by college board,
Yeah.
not even the state.
That's
It's
right.
National.
National,
But
okay.
yeah, I don't know how it works at each college individually.
So like, if Matt takes pre-calc next year and he doesn't test out of it, can he take calculus the next year?
At college or here?
Like here,
Oh, yes.
but it wouldn't be a college credit again because he wouldn't
They
be
would have
taking
to
the
take
test.
The AP test.
Yeah,
Yes. But, yeah. No matter what they do, even if they don't take the test, if they go into or have to take a college, a math class at college, they'll have a lot more background
Right,
knowledge and be more
right.
successful at the college
yep,
class.
I get that.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to go through all that work and then not. and not get anything for it. But, I don't know.
He's still getting knowledge.
Knowledge, he's getting the knowledge of,
Well, and you're still getting the high school credit
right,
if you need, I mean, I don't know if you need a high school, you still need that.
I think
but
you need
The 11th grade you will.
3 math
Still need,
credits, yeah.
right.
or
With
3
the-
years of math.
With the schedule change, are we losing classes? I had a parent ask me that. And you,
We are losing, yes, some of the ones that Mrs. Olson was able to teach, that I don't
Those,
have anybody on staff that can do those.
the college classes.
what about, like, classes, like what Mr. D teaches right now with the schedule? Are any of those, you losing any of those?
We still have our geometry and construction, principles of engineering, woodworking, small engines, and engineering design. And Mrs. Kennedy has agreed to stay on with the schedule for ceramics for the first semester.
You got off target here.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry, I was just asking
Oh,
about.
but-
We're asking a lot of
like-
questions.
We have the other thing, we have 3 down at the bottom for
Yeah.
discussion.
That we don't need to worry about anymore, yeah. I would agree.
Do a little prep work.
Yeah. Okay, so discussion items, special meeting to accept food service bids. Set the date for that.
What works for options?
When are
I
we?
think we're ready to present that next week if we need to, if that works. I don't know how that works with everybody's schedule.
Can I just mention something then about 10.2? We could get some policy committee prior to that, so we could get some policies approved at that special meeting. Is that possible?
Are you gonna do negotiations then too?
I did not receive any dates.
Oh,
from
okay,
the-
you're waiting for that.
So she-
You're waiting for that, I wanted to see you had it in here. and-
They said they'd have me dates today, but nobody answered the email of us, so we can't really set that.
No, it's fine.
So we're talking the week of the, next week, like 27th.
If it's possible, otherwise we can push it in June. But we would like to get that done sooner than later, just,
Yeah, why can't we?
I
do
would
it?
rather get it done sooner than
Yeah, I
later.
got 4 days, because Monday is a holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep, so.
I'm hoping that I'm busy Wednesday. So,
well, Wednesday's baccalaureate, or no, that's this week,
Yeah.
Wednesday. I have that
Do
for
it
this week.
Tuesday.
Does the 28th work?
Tuesday's fine.
28th, okay.
What time? Or, well, you want to do the
We
other
do
one
the policy
first?
meeting at 6 and this at 7?
Okay,
sure.
What?
That doesn't work?
They need to review the policies and get them out.
Okay.
I was hoping it would be a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, with the policy, we need the
Review the
food service,
policy.
we gotta do the food service, so
Right,
Yeah.
I just didn't know if we could get a policy meeting in to have some policies.
reviewed first and then they deal with them in the
Right.
June meeting. Okay,
Okay.
so we could
So
do
we're
a
doing the
policy
20
meeting at 6, regular meeting at 7 to address the food service bids.
I think we need to set a date for policy.
Okay.
I think we just set the date for the
Food
food
service.
services.
okay. So what time are we doing that?
28th, what time?
7?
7 work?
7 works.
Okay,
Because the policy, that's everybody, or that's just?
No, it's just the committee.
that's the committee, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to set that date also, though, Deb?
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
How far out?
So the week of the 10th, June 10th, that's what you're,
If that would work. Everyone who's on.
I'm out
Tyler,
there.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Katie, and Chrissy,
I am out that entire week.
you're out that entire week.
Get into
What
showing.
about the next 17th?
I'm free. It doesn't matter. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm free too.
17th?
17th work.
That's a Monday. I won't be able to do Monday.
You like?
Won't be able to do that Monday. I could do the 18th, I can do Tuesday, or I can do 19th that week.
18th works.
Tuesday, the 18th?
And I'm fine doing it early if you want to do it right after, I mean, so you guys don't have to hang around so long.
Whatever.
I mean,
I'm pretty wide open on Tuesday, so.
At what time?
What
Yeah.
time can you be? You probably got the.
6?
Damn it. I think we'll
so I went 5:30 would be
5:30
fine
work?
with me.
5,
do that.
okay. 5:30?
So June 18th, 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay. And then was there one more or no?
Nope.
Oh, everything else, okay. Okay,
Oh,
You're good?
Finance committee.
Well, that is at Sioux Valley Electric.
Oh,
Sioux
yes.
Valley Electric, I tried to set it for today, but Brad and Lance couldn't be here. They have a few dates open. They're all this week.
Everything going on this week, that's not. And this is something I reported earlier, but Sioux Valley Energy has an interest in doing a solar field and farm, partnering with the school district, and they want to share, because I think they have some funding to support that opportunity. And
What would you do, right next to the ball diamond?
well, they had suggested right out in the front, and I don't like that idea. I think tuck it in back if you're gonna do anything.
We were initially going to meet with the facility committee, but I think it was kind of difficult this time of year to get the facility committee together. But the dates they had available in May are today, tomorrow, 23rd, 28th, and the 30th, that they could present to a committee.
what, say them again, Deb, sorry.
I'll just go the 28th and 30th of May, because the other ones are.
What if, knowing that we have only the food service bid to act on the 28th, if they came and presented to the full board on the 28th? Just as a presentation. Then you're all hearing the same information at the
fine.
same time.
Yeah.
That'd be fine,
Let's do that, Deb.
Invite them on the 28th, okay.
perfect.
As far as negotiations, I know my contract is up and so is the payrolls, so I don't know when you wanna do that.
We're not doing that, Jackie,
That's
sorry.
Negative.
Sorry, Jackie.
I think
Oh,
they're
you're-
still waiting to see if you're consistently right or consistently wrong.
Never know.
Well, and we know that the administrators too are at that time where, so.
I don't know how anyone wants to line that up, then you have your paraprofessionals, then your custodians.
So do you want me to start working on some dates with the negotiation
I'm not the negotiation
committee, or-
committee, so, yeah, I don't know who's even on one.
Brad, Mark, and Daphne.
Okay,
All right,
We just want to get rolling.
yep, we need to get some things done, so.
Okay.
Sounds good.
okay, moving on to board action, resolution accepting donations to the school. Ooh, I gotta get this up, sorry. We had $100 for the wellness room from Christ the King Lutheran Church. Is it just the one? Okay, perfect, thank you to them. Is there a, first and second that we accept this donation?
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Moving on to, and thank you to the, for their donation to the wellness room. It's much appreciated. Moving on to approve Millbrook Talbert and Company, PLLP, to provide auditing services to the ISD 2689 for year ending in June 30th, 2024.
Jackie, do you want to comment on this? I think we've had a strong history working with them. It's been positive. They know our organization. We have a trusting relationship with them. I think it makes sense to move forward with this as our auditor going forward.
I would agree, they do a good job.
Their communication's always been very good with us, and great working relationship with the business office, which I think is really important when you're going through these things.
Process.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need a motion to approve, if we want to do that.
So moved.
Second? Go ahead, Daphne.
It's been It's been moved and seconded to approve Muehlberg, Talbert and Company for the auditing services. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion approved. Recommendation to approve an additional sixth grade position as special ed position.
I'll talk about the special education first. I know we've talked about the sixth grade a little bit already. In the special education, we've had historically in the district what was called a full-time seat position. It's somebody that helps guide the assessment process even in the district. That position was not by choice of the district, but by just availability of staff, was reduced partly this year. And it's in turn creating more obligation back on our special ed teachers with the assessment processes. Before, that was a full-time position and they took care of everything. The individual that's doing that has suggested they might not come back, and even if they do, it would even be at a further reduced amount of time. And when you balance that with our current caseloads, and I don't have all those in front of me, I can get them to you if you want. There was a strong urging from Tish when we met with Tish as our special ed director that we would look at adding another special education teacher to help offset that burden that's on our SPED teachers. We know that our case numbers are indicating they're going to continue to go up. There's a variety of factors that are contributing to that. Some of them, many of them, frankly, are far outside of our control. We're seeing some increased behaviors and those types of things. So the SPED position would be a shared position. It's envisioned that it would be shared between the elementary and the middle school, but that's to be determined based upon those final caseload allocations. We know that we're going to be getting a different special education director. Tish is being reassigned to a different set of districts, and we'll be getting somebody new. That assignment's made by the service cooperative, so obviously that will be beneficial to have somebody come in, a fresh set of eyes as well, to help us figure out the right alignment. But I know that both Mrs. Moravitz and Mrs. Ortman have talked to me about how can we help alleviate some of the burden on our special education teachers because of the caseload expectations and these evaluation components. So that's why you see that recommendation. The sixth grade position we've already talked a little bit about. I know that there's some questions scheduling wise, and I defer those to Mrs. Ortman. She's guiding and leading that discussion with the team of teachers on figuring out how to streamline the schedule a bit more. I know that there's challenges with ensuring kids are where they're supposed to be because of the different bell schedules. We see kids walking through the halls, and sometimes that can be a challenge, and I know that that's something that the team of teachers and Mrs. Ortman have been working on, but I would defer any questions about that specifically to her, but I did want to speak specifically to the special ed, so.
So I guess my question on the special ed, is there extra funding coming from the state to help offset extra cases, or are we absorbing this?
So,
We'll know what we get for funding in 2 years for this year?
No, it doesn't quite work like that either. But
that's more accurate
I
than
don't know if I can really
going.
explain how it works. There's 3 different formulas, then you have a ceiling and a floor, but that uses current costs. The actual formula uses prior costs, so are you getting reimbursed fully? No.
No, but are we getting help some way? I mean, or is the district absorbing this thing 100%?
Almost 80%. I'll just throw a number out there, 60%.
We are absorbing 60%?
60% is what
From the state.
Okay,
receive,
well,
yeah.
to me, that's not a
And
bad
that
thing.
means and that means a error of difference of 10%.
Or better that than plus or minus 20%.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
No, but I mean, your best guess, and that's all I'm asking.
And
And 60%.
And the 60% number was the same number I was gonna give, and Jackie and I hadn't even talked about that. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good number to use when you're factoring the cost of a special ed staff member. The feds have said for years they were gonna fully fund special ed, and they haven't, and the challenge that we have in Minnesota, our expectations are greater than other states because the state has put their fingers into the special education pot that other states haven't. And that's why you hear a lot of districts talk about cross-subsidy amounts. It's how much money they take from their general fund and cross it over into their special ed funds.
So we may approve it too, but you gotta get teachers that will apply for it.
Exactly.
And they did increase the special ed cost up city to 40%, which is where they're usually like.
There's nothing.
So,
Do you see the caseload going up over the last 5 years? Is that a steady?
Yes. And I think you can look in the audience of the teachers that will not the same way, that, yeah, the challenges and dynamics are there.
But I guess my big concern in this whole thing is we have to absorb a sixth grade teacher too, and that's, I mean, it's a big thing.
Exactly.
Where do we draw, I mean, education is important, don't get me wrong, but we have to fund it.
Right.
Is there ways you can cut paras to help offset some of this with adding a teacher? I don't know what how do you figure paras when you figure teacher ratio?
We look at it as according to I.
But if you have an extra teacher with smaller class sizes, then it's easier to not have as many paras, correct?
The pairs don't.
Have nothing to do with that?
Has nothing to do with
Okay.
parents at all.
Okay.
There are special education pairs.
They're oftentimes assigned through the IEP process and the individual educational plan process that's based upon behavior or based upon specific learning disability needs that a para may be assigned to that student for that specific.
And I don't wanna bring money in, but you're looking at
No,
a
that's- you have to.
$100,000 swing,
Yep, you have to.
even with the
Well, and we're not
60%.
talking, I mean, when you say behaviors, it's not just because kids are having behavioral issues. This is kids that have, yes.
Correct.
I want to make sure people understand that, because it's not like we're hiring another teacher just for behavior. Because we
No,
have,
exactly.
it kind of sounds like that a little bit
No.
to people that don't.
I would say that's more for,
Caseload numbers is a
Yes.
great way to say it.
It's a
yeah.
better way of saying it,
the
yes.
sixth grade is more because of the numbers situation, correct?
Correct.
Where the special ed is more for the caseload.
Correct.
Is that?
Which
a way
is
to-
similar to the CAT class size equivalency. If you recall, one of the things that was talked about in a meet and confer was providing our special education teachers a paperwork day, and that's again because of all the extra
Yeah.
federal and state
We
requirements.
tried to help with that, and then, yeah, here we are still with
Yeah,
another
exactly.
position.
Exactly. It's a challenging situation. I mean, there just really is.
And if we don't hire another sixth grade position, how many kids are going to be in each classroom, did you say?
I guess I'd like to see a breakdown of where each class size is. with
26.
teachers.
26?
Yeah, and if there's 4, it's 19.5.
And right now it's,
75.
It's
divided by
it's over
4.
20.
It's 18.7.
Oh, it's really.
What's 18.5?
That
That's
would be-
right.
18.75 is the sixth grade this year.
Now.
Currently, so there's about 19 kids in it,
With four.
with 4.
Yeah. So why is that number changing going to next year? Extra
Bigger,
enrollment?
bigger class, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's changing by about a half a student. Next year with 4 sections, it would be 19.5. If we
That's
only
not why
did
each
3,
class
it'd
would
be
be bigger, though.
26. If there's
It's
only
bigger,
3
it's
sections.
bigger because the enrollment's
Where are you
more,
gaining the students from?
right?
Well, they move up,
It's
like
kind
it'd be
of-
5th grade.
It's kind of like in fifth grade,
I don't
Mrs.
want
Norbex
this.
has 4 fifth grade teachers, and they have the same
Right.
students all day.
Yep.
When they come to middle school, I'm basically having to do 4 sections of kids with 3 teachers. If that makes sense. That's like
Right.
the most basic way that I can explain it. So those same students that were in 4 sections with her are now coming up to middle school. They've got 6 different teachers, they've got hormones, they struggle with so many other things that that is not the time to cut to make those classes bigger.
So where's the class below it though? Could you move a 5th grade teacher to a 6th grade teacher? Is that worse yet? No, I'm just asking a question.
There's more enrollment, there's 84 and.
Yeah, okay, so how about the grade above it? I mean, is there,
There's 75.
that's why I say if you had a breakdown of
Right.
the number of students for each class.
Right.
you-
In your enrollment, there's.
Yeah. That's where I'm looking at, is the May enrollment under Willard.
Okay,
I don't know, to me, part of it is the budget and finance has to look at it and see,
What
I mean-
what we could do is defer action on this, give us an opportunity to answer the questions that have come forward, and we can represent it with some of the questions that have been asked at the 28th meeting.
I mean, I'm not against it, I just think we
No,
need to
I'm not
research and
either.
make sure we're making the best
You're
decision.
Yeah, I
asking
agree.
some very good questions,
agree.
and,
Yep.
and it's,
If it's
I want
legit,
people to feel good about the
Yes.
decision that's in front of you. So I would urge a vote of deferring, and say defer action, not table, because then you gotta go through the whole process of taking it off the
Taking it off
table,
table.
yeah.
Yeah,
So if
you-
you just defer action, motion to defer action, gives us the opportunity to get this information and present it.
so we're at the 74 for sixth grade, I'm looking at the enrollment, I just want to make sure I'm understanding it. And then the seventh grade goes to 90. Am I looking at that right? And that,
This is current enrollment
Yep.
right now in seventh grade is 90.
Yep.
yep, but we're at the 78 coming into sixth grade then,
Right.
is where we're adding that.
Yep.
Am I just, okay.
Yep.
Thank you for being patient with me.
No,
That's
you're,
fine.
you're good.
Questions?
My only concern about waiting till next month is, are we gonna have problems finding teachers?
No, we do the 28th.
In next week then,
Yep.
basically.
Oh, you're gonna do it, I
At the
guess.
special
Just give us a
meeting,
couple
yeah.
of days to pull that
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, no, then we're not waiting, holding
Well, I was
up them
gonna
for
say, I don't
nothing
wanna,
for them.
yeah.
Then we're not waiting a whole month, it gives us
Yep.
an opportunity to,
Right.
What further information do you want?
what I'm hearing is a breakdown of the class sizes, the sections.
Wow.
I mean, you can do this a
Hearing,
little bit now with this report.
Some of the
You-
financial costs.
Yeah, what if financially is gonna cost the district?
Currently with the block schedule, we're able to get away without having that additional teacher, is that correct? I don't wanna go
we
down the
still
road, I
have-
know we wanna go away from
We
it.
still have the same problem with my middle school staff teaching something out of their content area. So, for example, like Emily Williamson is still going to have to teach, she'll teach, ELA 7, ELA 6, and then she will also be teaching ELA 7 and 10th grade English, because just even across the board, middle and high school is just so, we struggle right now with staffing. I have a math teacher that was never even filled, that was absorbed last year. I still haven't filled it for this year. I don't know that I will, and I don't know who will teach it. Because I guess I could give everyone a 6th assignment. But,
Last resort. So just to make sure I'm understanding it, like, first grade, you have 4 sections?
I have 4 sections,
Second grade is 4 sections?
everything's 4 sections in elementary.
Everything is 4 sections, okay. And then the 6th, 7th, and 8th, the 6th is the only section that you only have 3 then, is that correct? 7, you have 3, or you have 4 sections already?
no. The only grade that I have 4 sections in right now is, yes, I'm getting myself with my numbers.
7th and 8th grade.
7th grade is 4.
Yeah, with
Because
the
they're
90
big.
kids.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
class.
yeah, that is a very big class. That's even pushing it at 4
So
sections.
4
it's just-
sections,
And
yeah.
I don't know why that was ever done, and I'm sure that there was a process for that prior to me getting here. But with elementary, and I believe that elementary needs 4 sections, 100%. They are, that is the basis and the foundation of literacy and mathematics, 100%. But at the middle school level, that is when we transfer some of those skills, social skills, and also emotional. There's so much, and they get tested in everything, in every grade, in middle school, in every subject area, that's 4, except for social studies. So things are a little bit more, I would say challenging, not necessarily for staff,
Yeah,
but for students.
That's a time frame when you need teachers.
You do. You really do.
I'm not against that, but we also
Yeah.
have to budget this.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
100%, and
So, yeah.
I can,
I guess one thing I have is we're losing a very experienced teacher,
Oh, right.
retirement, so that's
Unfortunately.
gonna free up some capital to,
Yeah,
we just need to figure that into the figures too, how much, you're not absorbing 100% because you're getting a younger teacher. That's where it's nice to have more teachers too, then.
for sure.
so
Just some
like,
things we have to consider with the budget.
Yep.
so like last year, when the 7th graders now were 6th graders, they had 4 sections then.
This
Yeah.
past year, or this year?
So like
last year, when the
When
seventh
this
graders
90
were sixth
kids
grade.
of 90
There
group
was,
of
was
90,
there 4?
there was 4 then.
So next year for eighth grade, there'll probably be 4 because there's so
That's
many.
how we have
Okay.
it planned out, that's
Yeah.
how we have it mapped out.
Okay.
The only thing that it isn't is the potential for a fourth section instead.
Who what?
Sixth.
You're losing 20 seniors, so somewhere along the
Oh,
line.
that could be, I don't remember. That'd
all
be
education has got-
that'd be their grade,
Some
wouldn't it?
sense. It's
Yeah.
not like you got an extra teacher,
Right.
because you got a
Oh,
really
yeah.
big class.
I never
of
had,
100
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Bennett didn't
the
have that.
seniors are a
either.
big class.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I'm good.
Yeah.
Table
I would
for
say,
Monday.
so the cost to the district, what the
Yep. Give us some
sections are, and what's the other question? Anybody else have any other questions that we need before next week?
Think of them, I'll just.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna know how that, how that fits into the budget going forward too.
Kind of doing some projecting.
You'll agree that they have a bigger deficit.
Jackie? I thought you were coming up for review.
Can't you get 4 teachers paid as the same 3 teacher wages?
First she's talking about a review, now she's,
You know what?
I am not saying that in a good or bad.
oh, okay.
Actually, I think Jackie's solution is we can use the Hill and Brown funds.
For the 3rd time?
No, and I'm not, and I'm not.
I know you're not, I'm kidding you.
I'm not saying that you say you shouldn't do it.
I'm kidding you.
Might not even use imagination, because you have to use strategic planning.
Yeah.
Strategic spending of your fund balance, and the budget should not be the only consideration. when
I
you're
would agree.
determining Education.
Yeah, I would agree.
So don't, when I say that.
No, I know, I'm
Class
just
size
kidding.
is very
I'm
important
kidding
at that
you.
age. At that age, you just have to, we gotta make sure we're budgeting for it.
Absolutely.
So do we have a motion to defer? The, okay,
So moved
okay.
to next, what, Tuesday?
Tuesday, the 28th.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes to approve, or not to approve, to defer the additional 6th grade position and special ed position until next Wednesday when we can get more information. Any other things that we need to go before we adjourn? I need a motion to adjourn. So moved?
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Those opposed?